A huge expansion plan has been announced by the bargain retailer 99p Stores. That's what we're talking about now. It's going to involve the company quintupling its presence on the high street over the next 4 years. The chain hopes to multiply its current 129 locations to more than 600 nationwide and claims to already be attracting more than 1.5 million customers through its stores every week. It's amazing, isn't it? Of course, it's always good to hear of a company bucking the recession, opening new branches, creating new jobs, but could the success of 99p Stores actually end up being bad news for your high street? There are those who say the growth of the store and that of its cut-price competitors like Poundland and Poundstretcher lower the tone of shopping precincts and make them less attractive to customers. The end result, they claim, is less business for the retail sector, not more. So is the boom of 99p Stores good news for the economy or bad? And would you want one on your local high street? Let us talk to Hussein Lalani, who's commercial director of 99p Stores. Hello, Hussein.
Hi, good afternoon.
And on the line as well is Katie Hopkins, businesswoman and former contestant on The Apprentice. I'll go to you, Hussein, first if I can, and ask you just this, to tell us about this expansion, this quintupling.
Well, part of the reason why we've expanded so fast is unfortunately due to the demise of Woolworths. When Woolworths went down, that's made available on the high street over 800 locations. And over the course of last year, we took over 56 of those locations and turned them from empty vacant units into now thriving, bustling stores. And that was part of the reason why we managed to expand really fast last year.
And do you get opposition? I know you had some in Stroud.
Yeah, Stroud was quite an interesting case. There was a Facebook campaign started when they found out they were opening up in the ex-Woolworths there. They started a Facebook petition against us, and they managed to get together, I think it was 1,200 people on the petition. But the interesting fact is on the opening day we attracted over 2,000 customers, and now every week we're serving close to 12 to 13,000 customers a week at that store.
And selling stuff for 99 pence, I assume, must rule out the sale of an awful lot of stuff. So there's plenty of goods you can't sell because it would be £2 or £3.
Right. We're restricted obviously to 99p, so there's some products that just simply don't fall into our category.
So what do you sell in the way of saucepans, for example? You got saucepans for 99p?
We do a milk pan actually, a small milk pan for 99p, and we also do a small frying pan as well, like a small omelette pan.
I bought a hammer in one of these pound shops, not yours, and the head came off it. Would you guarantee that wouldn't happen?
I can guarantee in my store it wouldn't happen. We do pride ourselves on selling quality products for under £1.
Katie, can you buy that?
No, not largely, I don't. I think, you have to look at this much more from an economic and a strategic perspective and what we want the landscape of our high street to look like. And I think we have to recognise that we need big brands and we need some fairly iconic brands in our high streets in order for other brands and other perhaps more individual stores to follow. Wealth at the end of the day trickles down, it doesn't trickle up.
But you sound like a state planner here. You sound like you're talking from North Korea.
No, I just think you have to recognise that we want our city centres to be places that people are attracted to, that want to come to, and ultimately want to spend their money in. And I think you need some of the larger brands to bring in the other names, and then people will start to spend. But I think the problem with these type of stores, 99p stores, etc., is that they don't have that effect. People are not attracted to them of their own sake, and I think they start to bring neighbourhoods of other stores that aren't necessarily the sort of stores you want in the high street, like charity shops, for example.
Hussein, I heard you laugh at least twice.
Yes, that's right. Now, what does make me laugh is that, it's all very well for Katie to say, we should have a Marks and Spencer or any other, big brand. But, if M&S or any other big brand did want to take those ex-Woolworths sites, they would have easily outbid me. There's no way I can compete against them, and they would have taken those stores and they would have expanded into those sites. But they're simply not interested in taking on those sites. So what would you rather have? A vibrant, busy store that I can provide, or another gap-toothed high street with empty units peppered? And let's not forget, these empty units are contagious. Once, a shop as big as Woolworths goes down, the retailers on either side, they suffer because footfall falls in that particular location, and then you start finding 2, 3, 4, 5 shops become empty. And also I dispute, we are becoming a brand now. We are a recognised brand. I'm serving 1.5 million customers a week. So how can you say we're a small player, really?
Katie, one of the lessons of recent years is that stuff that's made in China can now be A, cheap, and B, very high quality as well. They've really, really renewed all their machinery, and they're making quality stuff now.
Absolutely, and I'm not suggesting there isn't a place for these stores in towns generally, but I don't think we need such a proliferation, easy for me to say, of these stores across our high streets, and I think we still have to maintain a focus on trying to create better terms of rents and leasing so that larger brands do want to come into those areas because it has a better effect net across the high street as a whole, and I think it is a more attractive environment for shoppers to come to.
But you would have to, Katie, on that basis say no to some of the 99p leases on these shops. You'd have to leave them empty for a while in the hope that something better comes along, and that is quite risky, isn't it?
It is risky, and we do see it on the high street now. There are a lot of empty stores, and as Hussein correctly points out. However, I think we have to be looking at negotiating these to a level, or to give people, for example, an introductory term that is free in order to entice them back there. I also have concerns from the level of a consumer. People go to 99p stores, but there's very much a perceived economy there, but what actually happens is people spend more than they should. Anybody will tell you that for homes and households at the moment, cash is king, and you need to hold on to your cash. And going into these 99p stores, people typically spend a lot more than they otherwise would.
Hussein?
Yeah, well, hang on, but that's because they find bargains in my shop which are overpriced in other stores. The only reason why, a lot of my customers may come in looking for, let's say, a packet of batteries, and then they realize, hang on, I can get my branded shower gel cheaper here. I can get my cotton pads cheaper here. I can get my loo roll cheaper here. So yes, maybe they're spending a little bit more with me, but they're saving. I mean, Katie, it's all very well for you to say, yes, people should shop in other shops, but, you're lucky maybe you haven't been credit crunched. There's a lot of people out there who've lost their jobs, or they've got insecurity about their jobs, they're in negative equity, and they're trying to save every penny they possibly can just to survive and get through this credit crunch.
Hussein, how are you selling, let's say, a branded shampoo cheaper than it is being sold in a well-known shop 100 yards down the high street? How are you doing that?
Well, the simple reason is we work on less margin. And that way we can give our customers the benefits of that. So we work on volume, we'll work on less margin, and that way the customer gets the benefit of a lower price.
So you pay your staff less?
No, we pay the going rates, our staff, but we'll pay lower for the actual. We'll pay the same price for the products. We'll work on a lower margin.
Thank you both very much indeed. Hussein Lalali, who's commercial director of 99p Stores.